So my first vendor experience with vending Pokemon cards is probably going to be my last. So let me go ahead and tell you why. But first, let me tell you that my name is Stefan. For those of you who don't know me, I run chaoscard.com. We sell Japanese booster boxes. We have a little bit of English too, and we try to sell that as close to MSRP as possible. But sometimes that's a little bit difficult to do. The Japanese market is going crazy too, so just like English. So we're trying to work through some challenges that we have with our supplier prices, that kind of thing, to really provide the best price or competitive price with other Japanese sellers to really give you the best bang for your buck. But let me tell you what my experience was and why I probably will not be vending in the future. So first off, it was on Mother's Day this last weekend, May 9th. And it was actually May 9th and 10th. And my wife was super cool about it. She was like, yeah, just go do your thing. We had actually scheduled it before we knew it was Mother's Day. So that was kind of funny. But she said, just, yeah, go out, do your thing, enjoy it. And just we'll celebrate it on a different day. So that was my first challenge. So moving forward, I really just want to help people kind of determine with this video whether or not you want to vend. I think it's a great experience. You should do it at least once if you're selling Pokemon cards, just to be able to get your face out there, interact with people that are doing the same thing you're doing in the vendor space, and interact with the community, people buying, selling cards, because that's really going to give you a reputation in your community. And just being able to interact with them was the best part in general. I don't think vending is not for me. I love it. Actually, the first time I did it was a great experience. And so I'm just telling you some challenges to hopefully maybe help you decide whether you want to vend or not. So like I said, first roadblock was the Mother's Day thing. The second roadblock is I work Saturdays. With my current job, I work shift work, so I work in the medical device industry, and so they're 24/7 around the clock pumping out products. And so I work Saturdays, which it's either Saturday or Sunday, so I pick Saturdays because I like spending time with my family on Sundays, and I have to take work off for it. And some vendors that I've kind of talked to, they said that it's probably best for you to do both days, especially on Saturday, because that's probably the most busy, to where you'll get the most sales, interact with the most people. And so that's really one of the biggest challenges that I'm running into. And like I said before, it's not because I didn't want to vend it or I didn't enjoy it. The second roadblock, it was a lot of work for the return. And I think once you develop all of the kind of skill set and the things that you have to do to be a vendor, like gathering cards, buying collections, inventory, all that kind of stuff. Once you've kind of established that, I think it's probably a lot easier to kind of keep the ball rolling with doing your vendor shows. And being new and first starting out, I thought all the work that was going into it, I made some sales. I probably made about $1,000, $1,200 worth of sales. Profit-wise, I'm not 100% sure. I did have some trades and stuff like that, so tax reasons, I'm gonna have to figure out what I profited from that. But for the most part, I did make sales, and it was really enjoyable. So, and then the second, like the biggest thing for me with vending was the whole purpose of that was to get my name out there in the community that this is me. I sell Japanese booster boxes. I had a names list that I signed up for or used to get names and numbers. I was handing out the Nihil Zero free booster pack if you signed up at my table. And so I'm going to kind of generate some emails here from the names list that I got. One thing to note, if you do generate a names list, it's probably best to use an electronic device, not have people write things down on a piece of paper, because I got some papers here. As you can see, I'm just going to kind of block off the emails here. But the names are kind of hard to read. So like if you have someone that has maybe a little bit more chicken scratch than others, getting the right email and not trying to spam someone that has it's the incorrect email, that's going to be a challenge. So if you're looking to get a names list, you have a website or whatever, just use an electronic device to get the names and numbers from that. And one thing that I did notice, that working with other vendors or talking to them, there were some that were very, and I'm not saying this is probably just their personality, Some were kind of actually hard to work with. I don't know if they had a bad day. You can't really tell based on their they're not going to tell you if you just met them for the first time if they had a bad day or not, right? Maybe they will. I don't know. But interacting with them, sometimes it was a little bit hard to kind of read them whether they were really enjoying their day or whether they weren't. So if you were to vend any kind of show, I think it would probably be best to know that you are going to be interacting with people, hopefully giving them an enjoyable experience, not just trying to sell them cards or to buy their cards. Maybe smile a little bit more. I know that I was, my face hurt by the end of it, just kind of as I was smiling, trying to joke with people, that kind of thing. It was just making the whole experience a little bit enjoyable. And I think being behind a booth and selling cards, you're pretty much in the customer service realm of things. So if someone came to your table and you're very short with them, you don't make eye contact, maybe you're sitting down on your chair with your phone, just texting or something like that and not interacting with them, they'll probably go somewhere else. They'll probably go to a different table that maybe they get interaction. And another thing would be my inventory was very on the low end. So like a lot of the cards that I had were a little bit lower priced. I guess that was a kind of a good thing. I think I had most of my sales from my binder, which was kind of cool. So if you're going to vend, I think low end singles for a lot of people is going to be your best bet. Yeah, there's people that want those slabs with it. They're like $1,000, $2,000 and they're trading their slabs for that. I think there's a market for that in basically any show. But I think having a binder with a bunch of singles to where, like, hey, if someone doesn't have very much money, they have maybe $10 or $20 that they bring to the show, it's probably good to have that option so they can buy cards. You can get a lot of cool cards for under $10. So, but for the most part, loading, unloading, I think it's best to have a person with you, whether you can find a friend in the space or maybe a family or a relative or a family member or whatever, come with you to kind of help load, unload, maybe not stay for the whole show, but being able to kind of watch your table as you load, unload your stuff is probably going to be super helpful for you, just so you know your stuff's safe, that you'll know, like, you go out to your car and come back, you'll still have the same stuff on your table. That would be super helpful. So fortunate for me, I have a lot of friends that are into Pokemon, so I had someone come down Saturday and help me out, and then he took the day off, and another person came and helped me on Sunday, and Sunday wasn't too busy for Mother's Day, so that was pretty nice. We kind of just hung back and BS'd a little bit. And another great thing is to really know that you're going to be interacting with other vendors. So the people that are sitting next to you, make great relationships with them, talk to them, get to know them, because once you establish that relationship, for one, it's going to maybe give you a long-term friend in the business, in the Pokemon community, to where you can kind of reach out to. Maybe they have some inventory that they want to offload onto you, or vice versa. So being able to network with other vendors, it's probably important as well. But those are a few things that kind of be aware of to really get the best out of your show. I think you can come to your table with very little inventory. You can have a wide range of products you can bring. So for me, I split out a master set. So people were picking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards for their master set because they were all available. Just being able to have that inventory, and if, let's just say you're just starting out, like I was just starting out, first time vendor, and a lot of the stuff that I brought, I was expecting to sell, I didn't sell. But having that inventory is going to be important as well. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. And my overall experience, I would love to do again, but it's probably just not going to work with what I'm trying to accomplish. That's a good thing to know, is like, is this vendor experience, is vending on a weekly basis, is this going to give you the result you want in your Pokemon journey? So anyway, hope you guys are all doing well, and we'll talk to you later.